Ladies and gentlemen, something huge is happening across the world right now. And if you think Donald Trump isn't watching this with absolute terror in his eyes, think again. His closest allies, the authoritarian leaders he openly admires, are being backed into a corner. One by one, they are facing mass uprisings, and the people are refusing to be silenced. The question is, could this be the beginning of the end for Trump's dream of an American dictatorship? Because make no mistake, what we are witnessing is a global shift, a summer of democracy rising against fascism. Let's start in Hungary, where Viktor Orbán, Trump's far-right buddy, is in serious trouble. Once untouchable, ruling with an iron grip, Orbán is now losing badly in the polls, and the people of Budapest have had enough. Just look at the footage, tens of thousands, maybe more, taking to the streets, demanding he step down. It's a sight that Orbán never expected, and quite frankly, neither did Trump. Because if Orbán, one of the world's strongest far-right leaders, can be pushed to the brink, then what does that mean for Trump's own political ambitions? And if you thought that was bad, let's take a look at Serbia, where Aleksandar Vučić, another Trump-aligned, Putin-friendly strongman, is now facing massive uprisings. And when I say massive, I mean the streets of Belgrade are flooded with protesters. The media calls it tens of thousands, but looking at this footage, it looks like hundreds of thousands. The people of Serbia are demanding change. They are sick of corruption. They are sick of authoritarian rule. And they are fighting back. Now, tell me, do you think Trump is sleeping easy after seeing all of this? No chance. Because this isn't just about Hungary or Serbia. This is a pattern. This is a movement. And it's a movement that Trump cannot control. While Trump's allies crumble, America's former allies, our true democratic partners, are getting stronger than ever. Over the weekend, UK Prime Minister KeirStarmer brought together a powerful coalition of leaders from Europe, Canada, Australia, and beyond. And guess who was left out? That's right, Donald Trump and the United States. Think about that for a second. America, once the leader of the free world, is now being sidelined because of Trump's erratic and dangerous leadership. These world leaders don't trust him. They don't trust that he'll stand with them against Putin. They don't trust him to protect democracy. So, what did they do? They formed a coalition without him. And Starmer made it crystal clear, Ukraine will not be abandoned. The world is watching, and the pressure on Putin is increasing every single day. Did you catch that? Starmer isn't playing games. He's making sure that Putin feels the heat, that Ukraine gets the support it needs, and that democracy does not crumble under the weight of dictators like Putin, Orbán, or Vučić. Now, let's talk about what this means for Trump. Because this isn't just about foreign policy, it's about Trump's entire worldview crumbling in real time. He has spent years cozying up to these strong men, dreaming of replicating their power in America. He openly praises Putin. He calls Orbán a great leader. He fantasizes about having the same unchecked control they have. But what happens when those strong men start to fall? What happens when the people fight back and win? Because let me tell you something, Trump doesn't fear Joe Biden. He doesn't fear the Democrats. He fears the people. He fears mass protests. He fears democracy itself. And right now, across the globe, people are showing that democracy is alive and well. But here's where it gets even worse for Trump. Because while his dictator buddies are falling apart, America's own global influence is slipping. Countries like France are straight up saying, why would we buy weapons from the United States if Trump is just going to treat us like garbage? French President Emmanuel Macron is now telling other nations, buy French. Trust France. Don't rely on America anymore. And can you blame them? Because think about this, why would any world leader trust Trump after the way he has treated our allies? They've seen what he does. They've seen him threaten to abandon NATO. They've seen him turn his back on Ukraine. And now, they are making their own plans, without him. While all of this was going down, what was Trump doing? Posting nonsense on social media. He literally announced that he was pleased to inform people that General Keith Kellogg had been appointed as a special envoy to Ukraine. The problem? Kellogg was already appointed back in November 2024. So, what the hell is Trump even talking about? Is he that out of touch? Or is he just panicking? And while Trump is confused and rambling online, Putin is also scrambling. He just had a full-on meltdown. His bluff was called when Ukraine agreed to a ceasefire, and now, he doesn't know what to do. He tried to claim that Russia had completely surrounded Ukrainian troops, but that turned out to be another blatant lie. So now, Putin is stalling. He's making up excuses. He's trying to figure out a way to keep this war going without looking weak. But the world sees through him. Zelensky and Europe are playing this brilliantly. They've turned the tables. Ukraine isn't just fighting on the battlefield, they are winning at the negotiating table too. And Putin? He's running out of options. Meanwhile, Trump is watching all of this unfold, knowing that the walls are closing in. And let me tell you, he is scared. Because he knows what's coming. He sees the protests in Hungary. He sees the uprisings in Serbia. He sees the resistance in Georgia. He sees democracy refusing to back down. And that's why he's now invoking wartime powers. That's why he's pushing the Alien Enemies Act, claiming that America is being invaded by gangs. He's looking for a way to declare a state of emergency. Because when dictators start to fall, they always resort to fear. Trump is desperate. He sees the writing on the wall. He knows that people are rising up. And the question is, will America rise up next? Because if we've learned anything from what's happening around the world right now, it's this: authoritarianism is not invincible. These so-called strong men are not untouchable. They can be challenged. They can be defeated. So, let me ask you this: do you think Trump is scared? Do you think America will follow in the footsteps of Hungary, Serbia, and Georgia? Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. And if you believe in democracy, if you believe in standing up against fascism, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Because this summer, democracy is fighting back. And we are just getting started.